Oh, there we go. We are live. Barely made it, Lozzie.
I know. It was a tight squeeze.
It was a little bit.
Just check that is on. It is on. Good stuff.
Oh, this is our first live, like our first public live since World's Strongest Man.
Whoa.
I know. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but we hope you're all doing very, very well. You are. You went red.
I was out in the sunshine yesterday.
Yeah.
At Ipswich Strongest Man, which was fun.
What were you on the mic or?
Yeah, mainly. I did a little bit of refereeing, but mainly just on the mic, trying to cheer everyone on. And
it was a long day, wasn't it?
No, it was a good day. Long day, but a good one. They had a truck pull there. And I tried to kind of use that as a good opportunity to rest and make the
Were you in the truck?
I went and sat in the truck just to make it a little bit harder for people that were pulling. But no, it's been a fun weekend.
You are silly. First up is a member's comment from Nicholas. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you,
very,
Nicholas.
very much.
We've been a bit quiet, like post Worlds, just wound down a little bit. Took a little bit of time off, but I've been working hard on a video that's going out tomorrow. It's a video that Loz has wanted to do for 4 years.
Been nagging you, haven't I?
Yeah, he has, but it's just a hard one to research and verify. So it's taken a little bit of time, but you're very excited about it all coming together, aren't you?
I'm always excited when we've got a new video going up.
Kelly, Hip Flipping Mama, hello. For any boxing fans,
we were watching the boxing last night.
We were up late last night watching. What a fight. It was
great.
So good. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Loved it. Oh dear. Monica's in the house. Hey yo, happy Sunday. Hello, Monica. We hope you're doing very, very well. Evening all. Hello, Blue Shadow. Hello, Ali. Mark couldn't believe it was a split decision. Yeah, it was an interesting one, wasn't it?
It was a good fight. And I think, from my perspective, I think Tyson looked really good, especially in the middle phases.
Yeah.
But that ninth round was unbelievable by Usyk. And it could have stopped there and then.
Yeah,
and I think should have. I think Usyk finished stronger, but I'd like to see a rematch between them.
It's happening in October.
Well,
so.
No.
Oh
no. Did you watch the press conferences after?
Oh no, I didn't. I went to bed. Oh, okay. There's more to it. Of course there is. It's boxing, isn't it?
Well, they want to get home, chill, spend some time with the family, and then we'll see. But I'm sure it'll happen. But Usyk is unbelievable. He's great.
Cousin Fred, thank you so much for the super chat. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Coming to you from Whitestown, just north of Indy. Monica Ken drove past you at about 11 a.m. Missed supers and gifts last week. So let's start off right now. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Fred.
We're glad you can join us. Fred's always on the road, isn't he?
He's a busy man.
He is a busy man. Oh, and there he gifted some memberships as well. Thank you very much, Fred. Some people didn't want to pay for the subscription or the... It's not often that we pay for pay-per-view, is it? But
we haven't for a boxing match for a while.
No,
I do for arm wrestling.
Outrageous.
And strongman.
Yeah, we do it for strongman. Yeah, to be fair.
The last boxing pay-per-view I paid for was
Mayweather and
no, probably Fury against Wilder.
Okay, yeah. Oh wow, that was a while ago now, wasn't it? He's no undisputed champ. Auntie Liz will whip his ass at thumb wrestling. Yes, hasn't faced me yet. Seeing who's in here. Sun-kissed Loz, says Jared. Do you know what's disgusting though? He'll go so brown over the next day or two. I would peel and then be back to very pale. But
you would just go beetroot red.
Yeah, I just couldn't stand out in it without sun cream on.
No. Poor Auntie Liz.
I know.
Fair skin.
I know. I listen just for the English accent. Thank you, Brian. Glad you're enjoying our accents. Hope we are English enough for you this evening.
Are you going to ham up your posh voice now?
I will. I'll put my phone voice on. Kevin. No, I'm joking. Spotted a wild loss on the telly in the Netherlands. Strongman Champions League England was on tonight when I turned the bugger on. The bugger.
I'm guessing that was last year's, was it? Or the year before?
You were on the mic, weren't you?
Yeah.
Were you? Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've done Champions League in the Netherlands a few times. So maybe one day you'll switch it on and actually see me doing some lifting on there. But I've done a few Champions Leagues and did a little bit presenting at the England one last year and the year before.
Yeah. Uncle Fred is a rock star with the gifts, says Alexandra. Oh, the puppy is awake this evening. She's had a big weekend as well. She graduated puppy school, didn't she?
She did. She did indeed.
Which doesn't mean that much. It means she's learnt some commands, but she has to start Puppy Superstars next. We'll see how we get on there.
No, thank you very much, buddy.
Cheers for it being competition season. Hope everyone with an upcoming show does well.
Yeah. Noah did a show yesterday. It's his third ever competition. Did really well. Proud of you, buddy. And now we're going to get back into the gym, get working hard.
It's been a busy weekend, hasn't it, with competitions?
Team Loz has been busy this weekend. Lots of athletes competing. It was really nice to be at Ipswich and actually see 3 of my clients competing, which was really cool. They did really well.
We've got the final results for official strongman, the European qualifiers as well.
No, England's qualifier.
Oh, was that England's qualifier? Sorry.
That was the England's qualifier. Top 6 have qualified now for England's Strongest Man, which is the Giants Live that we're going to next, actually.
Yeah. I was thinking of something different because I've seen lots of official strongman, the online qualifiers.
That was closed last week as well. So there's been a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
There was competitions all over the world this weekend that have been going on. So it has been a busy weekend for the slightly lower level. Like, the kind of, there's some rising stars in there. And it's good to kind of follow those sometimes and see who's coming through.
Yeah. No idea how you're so tanned. Loz is just one of those despicable people that can go outside, look at the sun, get nice and brown, and come back in again.
When me and Liz first got together, I did a Champions League in Germany.
No, you didn't even do it. You ended up not doing it, didn't you?
I can't remember.
No,
I think I...
Oh, maybe, because FIBO's inside anyway, isn't it? It's an expo,
But I came back and I was tanned, and she's like, "Where have you been?"
Yeah, because I knew it was an indoor competition, and he was like, "Oh no, we were indoors the whole time, but I sat next to the window on the coach ride over there." I was like, "What?" He was like browner than I would be if I went on holiday for 2 weeks. Never mind. Strong lifts with the members comment. Got my first comp coming up. Any tips for it?
Enjoy it. Like, it sounds stupid, but have fun with it. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Set your own targets. Focus on one event at a time. Stay hydrated. Make sure you're going to snack on some carbs and stuff between each event. And have fun. Strongman should be fun. Too many people... A couple of things I've seen sort of this weekend. I've seen some comments about people saying, people turn up to comps and they're not ready and all this bollocks.
Yeah, but how ready do you want to be?
If you qualify for a comp and you go there, you want to do your absolute best. You try your hardest. Like, people always kind of come to me now and they're like, "Oh, what kind of tactics shall I use?" Tactics at a lower level aren't really that important. Go to the show, focus on one event at a time and give it your all and learn from it and just soak it all up. Soak up the experience, enjoy it, have fun with it. You're always going to learn stuff. It was really nice for me being at the comp yesterday while a couple of my clients were competing, particularly one of them, Richard, who was doing really well, to be fair to him. But the last event was the Atlas Stones, and he was just slipping. Tacky wouldn't stick. He was slipping, and it was one of those stones that had some like dusty patches on it. And just because I was there, I was like, "Turn the stone." So like you shout to something like that, and just something as simple as that, because I could see the like. You know how a stone sort of has a flat end where it sets? That was very dusty, and his hands were kind of touching it. The tacky was slipping, and just that experience that I've got of like staying calm and kind of, a little thing like that can help. And he ended up winning the stone from a little tip like that.
Yeah.
One of my other clients ended up winning the truck pull as well.
Nice.
And it was just like some little tips that I could give on truck pulling. I'm going to do a truck pull training video because it's something that people always ask about. And it's something when I go to a competition, I do notice a lot of people do not have a clue how to pull a truck. So I do want to do a few videos and stuff like that. But essentially go and have fun and enjoy it and learn from it, because it really doesn't matter if you win these shows. So many people come up to me and they're, "Oh, I'm not going to compete till I win." Well, only one person can win, but you can learn so much from not winning. I've seen Tom Stoltman come last in comps. I've come last in comps before. I've seen like the best guys in the world do badly at a comp. It doesn't matter. No one remembers at the end of your career.
Yeah.
But if you learn from it and go and get better, that's all that matters.
James here saying, "Evening both, some exciting names announced this weekend for Giants Live Birmingham, including Mitch. What are your thoughts?" So for those that didn't see the post, the Birmingham competition is called the Strongman Open and World Log Lift Challenge 2024. It takes place on the 7th of September. And so far we've got Ian Bibby, Mitchell Hooper, Evan Singleton, Alexei Novikov, and Nathan Galtry.
Yeah, some good names in that. A lot of these Giants Lives that are coming up have a lot of the big names, the top 3 from Worlds, are doing a number of the shows, which is cool. It's good to see Iron Bibby doing the log. We've got so much to look forward to.
He's doing the log, though, just a couple of weeks before the deadlift World Championships, which is what he's training for.
I'm all for it.
Okay, but we need to protect Bibby and keep him safe so he can do both and excel.
What would you rather see him do?
I want to see him do the deadlift.
Really?
I'm so interested to see him do the deadlift.
I'm looking forward to seeing him do the deadlift.
Yeah. I know he'll do
I'm looking forward to seeing him do the log.
Of course, yeah. No, and that's
and I think the fact, it's 2 events. He's not doing the whole show, is he?
Probably not. Hopefully not.
He normally doesn't these days.
No, I don't know.
I do. I think Iron Bibby's a great strongman.
If he's really focusing on world records, then probably not. But I'm fascinated to see Iron Bibby go for.
But I think training for a log and a deadlift, they're 2 things that are very easy to train together.
Okay.
Especially if you're not focusing on too much other stuff.
I'm going to take your word for that and hope for the best then. I don't want one taken away from the other.
They don't take anything away from each other.
I'm worried, Loz. Get worried. Right.
It would be worse if you were training for a squat and a deadlift.
Okay.
That's going to have more of an impact.
Okay. Hedgehog, thank you very much for gifting a membership. And Malcolm asking how Jack did in the qualifier.
Jack did fantastic. So in the top, there was 32 athletes competing. I had 4 athletes competing, 2 of which were in the top 3. So I had Joe Oliver, who came 2nd, and Jack Osborne was 3rd. Very, very proud of both of those lads. The competition was won by Andy Flynn, who is a fantastic strongman. Really good to see Andy win that, and thoroughly deserved winner as well. And then I had Alex Lungu, who ended up in 16th place, so kind of mid-table. We were hoping he might slip into the top 10, but
How many people were in the competition?
32.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it was a big entry. So Alex did really well. He hit PBs on the deadlift. The only thing he didn't perform as well as he has been in training was the axle. I really thought he could get 5 or 6 on the axle. He's been looking amazing at it. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't go to plan in comp, but he PB'd on other events. He's getting better all the time. And then finally, I had another guy called Brett Lacrasse, who was a last-minute entrance into there. He kind of put the numbers in to qualify for this show just as a bit of fun. Like, he's not at that level yet, and he knows that.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting a call-up because a few people pulled out, and
nice.
it was just a good, fun experience for him. I thought he'd come last, and he didn't. So he did great. It was like all the events were like top level for him. Like just getting 1 rep on anything would have been amazing, and he did. He hit some PBs, so he did great. I was proud of all 4 of them.
Toby with the members comment, Team Loz out in full force this weekend.
They have been. It's been a busy one.
Monica, I'm taking offense at you calling us easy tanners despicable people. I'm just very jealous, Monica, because
she's just raging inside.
I'm just a bitter, jealous, pale person. There you go. Sam understands. I have 2 skin tones, pale and burnt. If I was a chicken, I'd either be raw or extra crispy, nothing in between. Same as me. Looking forward to Liz following this advice when she competes. Yeah, we'll see. I've got selective hearing at the best of times. Oh, spotted you recently on an old Dragon's Den rerun. Loz was not doing a pitch.
I wasn't actually on there.
No.
It was just
like a cardboard cutout of you or something. Oh, dear. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Watched Adam Bishop's video about his Achilles tendon. Said his season was over, so I guess no deadlift championship this year.
Yeah, we kind of said that he might come back for the deadlift, and then literally put his video.
It was like the same day, wasn't it? Yeah.
Obviously, it's a shame, but Adam needs to do what's right for him, and Adam's smart. He knows he can't rush things. He's not. He's not a young man anymore. And that sounds ridiculous because he's always been a young man to me, but he's been around a long time now. And I think he's got to be smart. He looks so good at Worlds. And, he still obviously believes in himself, and he knows. I mean, I've spoken to Adam. He's a smart guy, trains hard. He gave me some tips on kind of rehabbing my Achilles when I did mine. Obviously, he worked as a coach with a professional rugby team. So he's a smart guy, and he knows these things can't be rushed. I do believe his deadlift will be back pretty quick because, like I said on the other video, there's no ankle extension on a deadlift. Your foot is flat onto the ground, so he'll be back deadlifting very, very soon. However, he's not going to want to push his body too quickly in terms of massive weights, and he needs to be careful. So I think he's going to do the right thing. As sad as it is not to see him compete, he needs to be smart.
Yeah. Blue Shadow saying it's strange not to see Luke do the world the log lift champs. Well, we don't know yet. It's only a few names announced, isn't there?
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't be
definitely
surprised to see Luke's name in there.
end up in there, yeah.
And I think it's something that Luke will want to sort of get back into, because obviously a few years ago he was knocking on the door of the record, and he sort of slipped off a little bit, but he's starting to look in great form this year in sort of full competitions.
He had a world record weight overhead at one point. He just couldn't quite get it locked out. He was so close, though. That was 2020, wasn't it? God, 4 years ago.
Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, it goes so quickly. When you say you're athletes, does that mean you train them, Loz?
Yes. And I actually train my athletes, unlike Liz, who has one athlete that she doesn't.
I train him. I spoke to him today. I said, "Are you feeling better?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Good. The hard work starts now, Rana."
Rana, I just want to point out, she might be your best friend, but she's not following your new Instagram page for your clothing, whereas I am.
Do you know we have one?
Just going to put that out there.
Didn't know there was one. Stop. Rana, I will do it immediately. And I know he's watching as well. He'll be in my DMs in a second.
His true friends.
Shut up. You're not his true friend. Liz hates tan people, confirmed.
It's going on a t-shirt.
It's going on a t-shirt. Liz is just a hateful person. Oh no, he's messaging right now. Angry face. What the fuck?
I'm your true friend, okay? You knew me first.
It's not true. Who is faster, Mitchell Hooper or Mariusz Pudzianowski?
They're both very, very fast athletes. I think with heavier weights, Mitch. Lighter weights, hard to tell. They're both very quick. But with like the weights that we use now, it would be, Mitch is... There was guys that could beat Mariusz on moving events, especially as it started to get heavier, whereas Mitch still is massively quick, even with the heavy weights. But both incredible athletes. But obviously, Mariusz competed at a time where it was a little bit lighter.
Elpress Cat, thank you for the super chat. Shaw and Devon collab video sounds like a must watch.
I'm excited to see Brian in arm wrestling, and obviously for those that follow closely, I am big into my arm wrestling. I want to arm wrestle Brian. I do. I want to sort of just, I think Brian can be very, very good. I feel like I can be good. I don't feel Brian can be the next Levin. Like people talking about, oh yeah, he's going to be. It's like saying Levin could be the next Brian in Strongman.
Yeah,
To me, it's just crazy.
It's a completely different.
I think if Brian started at 20, maybe that's a different, story completely with his genetics. But I'm seeing some of these arm wrestlers posting videos up, like they don't understand where Brian's strengths are. I do. I know, like people talking about his like tricep strength. Brian's tricep strength is good, but it's not like the best in Strongman. And Levin's tricep strength is ridiculously good. I think Brian can be a very good arm wrestler once he learns some technique and he's got people to work with. The only thing he needs to be careful with, and I had this problem when lots of people want to help you, it can be information overload. Yeah. And I think he could have a bit of that. And I saw it with like Larry Wheels and stuff. When so many people are kind of jumping on you because you're famous, they want to sort of collab with you. Yeah. And you're getting information from so many places. What's helped me the most is to stop listening to so many people and just focus on the guys in my club. And they can, and learning the basics, just getting good at the basic stuff. I've progressed more in the last 4 or 5 months than I have in the last 2 years because I've just stopped listening to a load of people. And it's hard sometimes because I was getting advice from amazing arm wrestlers. Yeah. But amazing arm wrestlers don't appreciate that you don't know the basics.
No, yeah.
So I think being able to work really hard at just some simple things, and suddenly I've started to be able to access my strength like a lot better because of that. And I've seen massive improvements in my arm wrestling in the last sort of 4 or 5 months.
What's Rano's clothing?
I'm not going to tell you. You've got to find
Tell
it yourself. Me. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I'd love to do an arm wrestling match with Brian or a collab or something. Some grip stuff and some arm wrestling would be cool. So Brian, if you fancy that, let me know. Maybe at the Shaw Classic, me against Brian.
That would be cool.
He wants to see that. Just before he gets too good.
Yeah, before he
needs an easy match first. Yeah. You don't want to jump in there with Devon or someone like that.
Wow. Nord, thank you for the super chat. any newbies you guys are excited to see in the big leagues? That's why I love this World's Strongest Man. Thank you for making it as entertaining as you could without a stream. Y'all are necessary and appreciated. Thank you.
Really pleased to see Brian Shaw has announced that Tristan Hoyth has been invited to the Shaw Classic, because he was going to do the open show to try and qualify. So that is cool to see. There's lots of talented athletes, you know, but there's some good names
Wesley
in the UK
as well who's doing it.
I think so. Yeah, I think Wesley Dwinsky's been invited as well. Like, obviously, I know most about the UK athletes. So people like Paddy Haynes, he's, you know, really good up and coming. I think he's going to do amazing at England's Strongest Man this year. Obviously, like some of the guys that I coach. But I always like seeing talented athletes from different places and seeing people progress. So it's always nice to.
The first timers at Worlds this year was so impressive.
They were.
Tristan was really good. When you consider he had the latest call up, him and Adam had the latest call ups out of anyone. 2 weeks notice. He'd not long competed.
You know what it shows as well? Like, we obviously we always talk about the top guys, and that's, you know, what we do. It's what people are interested in. But 3 years ago, no one knew who Mitch was.
No, exactly.
Last year, no one knew who Tristan was.
No,
you know, or
it was really the Magnus Magnuson Classic where everyone was like, "Whoa!" Like, obviously, he would have been known on the Canadian scene, but in the grander scheme of things, no, didn't know who he was.
And we're seeing more and more athletes like that suddenly just burst on the scene.
Yeah,
they're
really good.
They're really good in their home nations. They're kind of climbing up the leaderboard. You know, Andy Flynn has done so well in a lot of comps. He won England's qualifier this weekend. And every time he's had that opportunity at Big Show, he's either got injured or underperformed a little bit. But you've seen the talent there, and you know, he's just waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah.
Same with Paddy. Paddy's doing amazing in comps. When he did Britain's, he had a bad day, but he'll learn from that, come back, and then eventually it clicks, and then you kind of have that big result, and then suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, look at this guy, he's amazing."
Do you think a good placing at OSG Europe can get you a spot at OSG Worlds? Said Christian Nelson.
Yes, I do. I think if you do really well there, I think you've got a good chance of going to OSG Worlds without having to qualify, to be quite honest, because it's all linked. And you've already qualified, buddy. So let's go and smash it.
When you're talking about arm wrestling, you can see the light leaving Liz's eyes.
I felt it too, Malcolm. I really did. I was trying to talk to her all excited, and I could just see I was like, this ain't doing it for Liz.
Oh, sorry.
You know when you just know, like, you just know your partner.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her, and
I can't hide the way I think what I'm feeling.
Liz's emotion on her face is so easy to read.
Yeah. I'd never forget. I used to be a manager for Tesco. I was a store manager. This was years and years ago. And the HR manager, like the area manager, was having a conversation with me, and
we've all switched off, by the way.
No. And he said to me, "Liz, you really need to manage your face." I was like, "What?" He said, "The minute I mentioned so-and-so, you started rolling your eyes." I was like, "Did I?" Sorry. So this is something I've been working on.
She still needs to work on it. Right, Loz, do you still train Iron Bibby? I've never trained Iron Bibby. Love Iron Bibby. I'd love to help him, and you know, I'm happy to give people advice. Iron Bibby's a fantastic guy, but I've never trained Iron Bibby. There's sometimes you get these rumors of you train people when you don't. Like,
Loz versus Lalas at arm wrestling.
Lalas is a bit too good. Lalas would destroy me and Brian.
He's experienced.
Yeah, Lalas is very good. Although I'd love to go and do some arm wrestling with Lalas. I think I could actually have a decent training session with him now, whereas, you know, a year ago it would have just been pointless.
Where's Stawinski got an invite as well? Yeah. Whatever the arm wrestling video is, I'd love to see Liz commentate it. So here we have two more men holding hands. Is anyone trying the Dinny Stones record this year? Asked Kevin.
Don't know.
Probably. Some information's been coming out about the gathering, Donald Dinny Day, and there's definitely going to be people lifting it. I don't know that anyone's going to be attempting a walk, though.
Never know. I might have a go.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So maybe Loz. Yeah.
They'll
have to get you off that trailer, though.
I'm not training for it, but.
No, you didn't last time, though, did you? Oh, maybe
I think
last time.
I had a couple of sessions.
But you didn't the first time.
The first time I didn't.
You didn't even know you were going to be lifting them the first time, did you?
Well, I was hoping that I'd get a chance.
Oh, okay.
And they gave me the chance.
There you go. That's nice.
I have some nickel stone rings that have been sent to me from Cerberus and from Brett Nickel that I can try.
Yes.
Probably going to try them this weekend.
Yeah,
Matt Ragg, another one that sort of just, a few years ago we didn't know who he was, and now he's a superstar.
Canada is a planet, not a country.
I don't know what's going on there.
This is a good question, because no, we don't. Hi, Loz and Liz was wondering, do you guys know of any women other than Lucy going to the deadlift World
At the moment, I only know Lucy's going.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's such a shame Victoria Long has retired this year, because she would be an obvious choice, I feel.
Yes.
I really think Andrea should be a pick for that.
Right. I was speaking to Andrea about this yesterday. We've set a few goals for Andrea, and that isn't on our goals list.
Okay.
Because of where she is in her career. We're trying to sort of minimize the risk to her and maximize the shows that we do. Okay. So for her, she really wants to do Rogue, do well there. She really wants to do the Arnold. So she wants the Arnolds more than anything. She comes second there a couple of times now.
And it suits her, doesn't it?
It suits her, yeah. I think, she's done pretty much everything else. She does want to have another crack at the log record.
Okay.
So I think the thing is, and this is the kind of coach I am. I'm very realistic about what my athletes can do. And Andrea's realistic as well. Andrea's not going to beat Lucy at deadlift.
No.
So it's not, do you put that effort into just be second fiddle to Lucy?
I guess.
Or do you want to try and focus on things that you can be the best
Who
at?
can beat Lucy on a deadlift?
I don't think anyone can.
No.
Not at the moment, anyway. There's no one that I've seen that can push Lucy. There's some tremendous athletes. There's lightweight athletes. Obviously, Rhiannon is incredible at what she can do. We've seen Summer Johnson. We've seen... what's my brain's gone blank.
Oh, I don't know.
Masters.
Claire.
Claire Myler. Claire. She did 300 kilos, which is just incredible. And these are all fantastic lifts, like superb lifts. But none of them are beating Lucy.
No, it's true.
Lucy is in a league of her own, and I think people want to see the very best when it comes to those things. You want to see the record, and it's nice for these other ladies or even the men to get opportunities, but no one cares. In the grand scheme of things, do they? It's either in that moment,
I guess you want to see someone pushing for the record. Yeah. It's Loz talking about arm wrestling, the opposite of foreplay. Yeah, pretty much. Michael, thank you for the super chat. When Mitch hurt his hands on the first event, I imagined all the other competitors had a Rocky IV moment. You see, he's a machine. No, he's not a machine. He's a man. LOL. By the way, big fan of Mitch's. I just had that thought.
I love the Rocky films as well.
Oh, yeah. Some of it is like daily quotes in our house, isn't it? Yeah. Can't even say the word turkey without it becoming toiki in the oven.
Monica's the same as you.
Yeah. My face will show what I'm not saying. There you go. See, it's very healthy. Remember Lallis against Eddie? Yeah. And I think
Lallis was just making that a match as well.
Yeah. I don't think everyone there realized how good Lallis was.
Yeah. I knew how good Lallis was. I don't think Eddie did.
No.
And I'm 99.9% sure Lallis was just messing with him.
No. Hedgehog, I work in retail and would have loved to work for Liz. I think I was a great manager.
You would have loved to work with me. But I've met a lot of people that worked for you and they loved working for you.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. No, I was good. And I looked after my people. Isn't Andrea a great deadlifter? She is. She held the world record before Lucy took it in 21 over 300 kilos. Or she pulled 300 kilos.
Andrea's a fantastic deadlifter. She's won many deadlifts in competition. She's incredible at things like the elephant bar. The Hummer bar deadlift.
Yeah, Hummer tie deadlift.
Yeah, the Hummer tie deadlift. Yeah. She's unbelievable.
Hummer bar.
There's so many bars.
He's had too much sun.
It's been a busy weekend.
It has.
But no, there's been multiple deadlifts that she's won, but right now Lucy is the number one deadlifter.
Question here from Aaron. I can explain this, Aaron. So he's asking, what was the deal in 2010 when Big Z won, but Brian actually had the points to win? So they were tied on points, and from the beginning of the World's Strongest Man up until that 2010 competition, if you were tied on points for first place, they'd do count back, which means who had the most first places, but they were tied on that as well. So then it goes to who had the most second places. They were tied there also. So it had to go to who had the most third places. And then it went to Zadrunas. So it rewarded event wins over what we now have since then, which is the last event rule. And if you're tied on points at World's Strongest Man or Giant Size, the winner of the last event takes the win overall.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's why Zadrunas won and not Brian. What? What's he saying? Sorry, Rauno. I'm a real friend, not like her. I know now. Thanks. Screw you, Rauno. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Do you feel like strongmen trying to juggle various priorities like brands, YouTube, etc., is negatively affecting the guys? Tom was so focused at World's Strongest Man.
Look, it's going to have some impact for sure. You know, it is, but they also have to think long term as well. So I don't ever blame the athletes for doing it. These weren't things that we had the opportunities and the luxury to enjoy back when I was competing. Now these athletes are becoming brands and, you know, making some decent money. So you have to think long term. It's only a short career, strongman, in terms of, you know, how we can,
things,
and they're maximizing their brand appeal. Tom, let's remember, Tom is very, very lucky that he has Luke, because Luke is the brand pusher.
Yeah, Luke, yeah, to be fair.
And, you know, and that's not taking anything away from Tom. Tom, I love Tom, and he's an amazing athlete, and it was great to see him so focused. But Tom is lucky that Luke is, you know, part of that brand and team.
Yeah.
And he's the one that pushes that more than any of them. So obviously, you know, Mitch is a one-man. Well, he's got a team that work for him and stuff, but you know, I don't know how Mitch works as hard as he does, because I work damn hard, and I think, Jesus, man, will you just have a break?
Mitch is a one-man band. He's the guy in Mary Poppins who has the drum and the tambourine and everything, isn't he?
Yeah.
He does have a team around him.
He's got a great team,
hard
that work for him.
Team, but he
understands, I think, that there's a window of this, and he's trying to maximize that window.
Yeah. Paris said that she was watching back the old Brian Shaw talking strongman and finds it funny him referring to Eddie as Edward, and he calls you Laurence. He always calls you Laurence. I don't think I've ever heard him say the word Lars. Yeah. It's like being full name by your dad, isn't it? I'd love to see the ladies do a max log lift. No, it doesn't pop up often at all, does it? Like at the Arnold's,
max log would be cool to see. There's some great log lifters on the women's side.
I would love to see Inez versus Andrea on a max log lift. It's never happened, has it? Because Andrea had the world record. They've
both had the record, and they've both beaten each other on the log for reps.
Yeah, so it'd be really cool to see them on the same log, same record. Wow, same record attempt.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a risk and click this without reading it first. What's your most memorable random moment for you competing at Worlds? Not necessarily an event, but more moments that sit with you or stuck in your head from experiencing Worlds.
Oof. I've had a few moments.
The donkey poo one.
Oh, no, that wasn't. Oh, yeah, where we were sat. Yeah. So we were doing the deadlift in Botswana. It wasn't donkey poo. I think it was buffalo poo. So I was sat with JF just waiting for us to deadlift, and we were in a pen, I guess, some kind of like cattle pen. It wasn't cows, but like, I don't know whether it was buffalo or what.
Yeah. It's an animal.
Yeah. And we were just sat there on dried shit. I'm looking around. This is the pinnacle of our sport.
We're sat in a pen of poop.
I think it's fair to say it's come a long way.
Yeah,
but that was quite an interesting one. Some weird things have happened with events. I won the squat one year, and then basically I managed to do a couple of reps. One guy managed one rep. Everyone else in the field failed, and they were like, "This is terrible for TV." They let the next group go, but they made the height a bit higher for the athletes. And then they got back to our group and they were like, "We need you to do it again, but with the higher thing, so it's better for TV, so not so many people are failing."
Can you imagine?
So like, I cooled down for an hour and they were like, "No, you've got to go again."
Yeah.
I was
or you could stick to the amount of reps you got.
Yeah. And someone managed to do 5 with the higher height.
So you had to go again. Still winning.
Yeah, and I just went a bit crazy and did more than everyone in the whole comp.
It's bad though, isn't it? We 2014 had its moments. We had an earthquake, didn't we?
I was sat on the toilet when
I was dozing in bed. I'd just fallen asleep, and suddenly, because the bed was on wheels and it was just moving across, and he comes running in. And he
with
jumps into
my
bed.
boxes down.
He's like, earthquake. And we're just lit there in this bed that's moving. And we're
Yeah.
like, are we supposed to do anything or go anywhere? And
was
there
in-
was a dead body as well.
On the
On Venice Beach when we turned up.
First day we got there.
Of the first day of the finals,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. And they were literally just
There
covering
was forensic scientists.
the forensics team was there, and it's like a scene from Dexter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we've had our moments.
No, there are a fair few moments. There's probably plenty more as well.
Yeah. Yes, Andrea still holds the Hummer Tire world record at 800 pounds. And again, it's a lift that doesn't pop up that often in the women's competition, but I'd love to see it back because that was really exciting, wasn't it? Where are we? We digress. Detective Wobuffett likes countback. I always liked countback. I don't. My problem with the last event rule is that the last event isn't often random in strongman, especially not at Worlds or Giants.
Well done, Chris. I saw you did really well, buddy. Good stuff. We will get you back in the gym, smashing it this week.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to
fine. No,
pick
it's
that up
okay.
as I saw.
I'm not going to attempt that one, but thank you so much for the super chat. Go on. Remy? Mini? No, I don't know. It's okay. Hi, Loz and Liz. Who do we need to talk to get Liz listed on Strongman Archives ready for her comp? I'm not going to tell you his name because he would actually do it and put a silly picture of me up and then I would just die. So, no.
Apparently Fred can't beat you on a deadlift. Is that because Fred can't deadlift?
I know. Fred knows how strong I am.
Oh.
I wonder what Bibby can bench, says Colin. Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think he spends much time benching, but I'd imagine it's still pretty big for someone that probably doesn't bench.
Yeah. Hey, when last heavy deadlift before a powerlifting meet and what percentage? So how long before? Thank you, Andrew.
When last heavy, this really depends on how strong you are and how quick you recover. For someone like myself, probably 3 weeks would be my last, 3 weeks before my competition would be my last very heavy deadlift. For some people, it might be 2 weeks or 1 week, depending on how fast they recover. I wasn't someone that could go super heavy close to a competition because I tended to need a bit more recovery time. With squatting, I could probably get away with 2 weeks, and with benching, probably a week. It's weird. I kind of learned my body that well that I figured, it was different for different lifts. And you will find people are like that. But it can be varied depending on who you are, how much you're lifting, how quickly you recover, etc. Everyone's a little bit different. But essentially, you're probably looking at the 2 week mark for most people for your last heavy deadlift session. The week before, you just want a deload session, much, much lighter.
Someone here was saying that I wondered if Tom would have got where he was without Luke due to his autism. I feel like Luke must have helped him out enormously.
I think Luke's definitely helped him out. They're a great team, and not just them.
They are
their partners are great as well. Sinead and Cushy, and their dad as well.
Yeah, just a nice family.
Stoltmans have a great kind of group around them.
Yeah, I'm sure Luke did help Tom. Tom
question.
Always had the talent.
I think without Luke, there would be no Tom. Because Luke probably inspired Tom to get to the gym.
Oh, he did. And Tom has said this. He wasn't even interested. He just wanted to play football.
I think, he's probably looking up at his big brother thinking, oh, that's cool. I want to try that.
Yeah. And he said he never thought he'd be as big as Luke.
Yeah.
Look at them now.
ends up much bigger.
Yeah.
They're a great team. That's what I think that's why we love them all so much. It's part of the appeal with the Stoltmans. It's not, they're two great athletes themselves.
But they're relatable and they're a family. It's nice. Did Liz just call Dick Van Dyke that guy? I did. I totally forgot his name. It's fine. Best rep range for overall deadlift strength.
Again,
Scotty Lace,
varies completely. Depends on your goal. Like in strongman, it's a bit different because we have events for reps, we have events for max. I vary rep range for myself and for clients. And you do find different people again respond better to certain rep ranges. But normally, I would say between 8 and singles for deadlifting, particularly as a strongman. Squatting, I go a bit higher rep range with, again, particularly for strongman, whereas a powerlifter, really, singles are the most important thing, but you're looking at 5s and below. Technique's a bit more important for powerlifters with just that one single rep, whereas strongman, you just need a bit more endurance in your lifts. But there's no one answer to these type of questions. There isn't this works absolutely best for everyone. Everyone's different. And this includes technique. It includes training methods. There is not a one way is best for everyone. Just because something works for me doesn't mean it works for every single one of my clients. And as a coach, you should, or a good coach, you should understand that. You shouldn't be just training people the way it works for you, because we're all built differently. We're all, have different strengths and abilities, different lever lengths. And it's understanding, working out over time the best way for you. And that might change through whatever your goal you're training for is. Obviously, strongman, the goal varies all the time. It's not just always 1 rep max deadlift.
They should have women's max lock at Giants at the Birmingham show.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Get Andrea and Inez in on that.
There we go.
Women's championship.
You guys need to kind of, the more kind of noise you make and let Giants Live know what you want to see. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to money and putting bums on seats.
Yeah.
If there is the interest from the crowd, then it will happen.
Yeah.
And
they do listen as well.
They do listen.
Pay close attention to social media, the Giants team.
And sometimes, there's only a small crowd that, that these competitions happen and then no one goes and supports it.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
So then, Giants Live or, to be fair, Chaos, they do a great job of putting on comps and stuff like that. But if people don't support these comps, then they can't keep putting them on. You need people to support them, put the money into it to allow them to get bigger and better. And, if you are someone that wants to see these things, try and support the sport in any way that you can.
Gavin's asked us a couple of times about how Eddie Hall wasn't at the UK Arnold's this year or involved. Do you know why?
I think Eddie and the guy that running it just decided to split ways. I don't think they work together anymore. There were some issues with the guy. I don't know the ins and outs of it. It was really want to get involved in it.
No, but it was run by the Arnold's team this year.
This year was
Ohio,
different. Yeah, like the year before, it was run by a
Eddie and this other guy. I can't remember his name actually. No, but so he's just not involved in it the way he was in previous years.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about the Pares Wire / Greg Toussaint controversy? I think it's quite funny. I watched Greg's video the other day.
What, on that? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I watched it. And we met Greg at the Arnold's UK, didn't we? Yeah. Or outside it. And he's actually very softly spoken.
Yeah, not as crazy in real life as he kind of comes across.
Yeah. And I think it's just one of these, he might be genuinely hurt, or it might be a video for him and he's getting lots of views.
I really quite like what Par's doing.
Yeah.
I think he's the perfect person for it.
Oh, yeah.
I think he does it very well. And, Greg is one of those guys that will say anything to get views at times. So, I used to really like Greg's stuff, and I've got no issue with Greg personally. I don't know the guy to have an issue with him. But if you go on his Instagram, you can just see it's constant posting to get clicks.
Yeah, of course. He's a content creator.
He's a content creator who's trying to make money. I get it. But I did find it funny when Pa sort of won that.
Yeah.
Especially when it went full circle on the sort of mental health kind of thing. I mean, I don't want to see anyone suffering mentally or stuff like that, but social media can be a nasty place at times.
You have to have thick skin to put yourself out there.
If you're going to pick up on people and pick up faults of people, then you've got to expect it to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pa's pretty good at the sort of I'm one of those people. I'll talk about strongman because I'm involved in strongman, but if I see something that I don't like or I don't agree with, I just keep scrolling. Yeah. I don't post negative comments about stuff I know nothing about and don't know these people.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't understand the obsession that people have with jumping in there. And
I
don't like that, but I'm going to comment on it anyway.
I don't comment on anything. I go, oh, good job or something. Do you know what I mean?
I try and be supportive of people. I'll criticize strongman because I feel I have a good knowledge on the sport. And it's not like when I criticize an athlete, for instance, it's not really a personal attack. I'm trying to help them get better.
Mm-hmm.
It's
of course, yeah,
and that's because I wanted the same myself. I had people around me that would just be honest with me. But if you don't like my nose, for instance, then I'd probably prefer it if you didn't just come and say, "Look at that ugly guy with his big, huge nose."
Massive nose.
It's I can't do anything about it.
You get enough of that at home, don't you? Will saying, "Hey, Loz, I'm the guy who beat Chris yesterday."
Well done. Well, good performance, mate.
Deary me.
He's a member, so I can't be disappointed.
I know. Farmer Dave, thank you for the super chat. Which non-strength sports athlete, ever or current, do you think could have had the best strongman career? So not from a strength sport.
Not from a strength sport.
Yeah, so not a powerlifter, weightlifter.
God. I think there's some wrestlers that could have been amazing strongmen.
Oh yes, wrestlers, good one.
I think John Cena would have been incredible at under 105 strongman.
I'd like to see Andre the Giant.
I mean, apparently he had some crazy strength.
Yeah, Jan Todd has shared some interesting stories about him. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, he looks like a beast.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many athletes. There'll be people in the NFL that are just freakishly talented.
Yeah.
I don't know the NFL that well. So it's not really big over in the UK, but they have some crazy athletes. I've seen some videos online just watching some of the stuff they can do. And obviously a sport like that pays so much money is going to attract the best athletes.
I think Mitch Hooper is a really good example of how just being a good athlete can cross over into so many different areas of sport.
I don't think people realize how many top level athletes in different sports are just great athletes.
Yeah.
Like when you look at, they could be good at so many things, and then they decide to focus on.
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to be the fastest. I'll be the strongest instead.
Or just, if it's figuring out what you are best at. Strongman's a weird because you could have superior genetics to an event, and then those genetics might be a disadvantage in another event. And it's not always as simple as, oh, that guy's got great genetics.
Yeah,
because genetics vary from whatever the end result is or the end target. Like you could have incredible genetics as a bench presser, short, humorous. Your leverage is perfect for it, but all those advantages for that particular event can be a disadvantage for deadlifting, for instance. Yeah. So it's kind of, it's always interesting.
Kevin, any thoughts on how to celebrate 50 years of World's Strongest Man in 2027? It would be interesting. Maybe that's the year we'll get a live stream.
Get every single winner of Worlds that's still alive to go to the show.
Nearly all of them are still alive. Only two, isn't there? Jean-Paul Sigmarsson, obviously, sadly died very young, and then more recently, Don Reinhardt. Yeah. But other than that, all the champs.
Get all the past champs there. That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
I'm sure they'll do something. They have to.
Although it won't be 50 years of it because they didn't do it in 87.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up, Liz.
Shut up, Liz. You're messing it for everyone.
I messed it up.
It's 50 years since it started.
Yeah, 50. Yeah. Aaron, thank you for the super chat. A little Sunday love. Coffee on me. Thank you. Loz,
we like a coffee. Thank you very much, Aaron.
Have you had any athletes, men, with pelvic floor injuries or known of this issue? Discovered I have one. I thought it was only a sartorius ham issue. Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't, to be honest, buddy. I can't say I have, and it's not something that I'm qualified to help with. One thing I will say is I believe we can come back from any type of injury, to a certain degree at least, anyway. And sometimes it's about being patient and learning about the issue that you have, and talking to lots of people, talking to experts in these kind of areas, and trying to stay with a positive mindset that you can come back from things. I mean, I've had some terrible injuries and people told me that I'd never lift again, and I ended up winning world titles, European titles, breaking records, and having a successful career. And that was way before I won anything. I was told I'd never win, never be able to do things again. So I'm not one for, one person's opinion being a final decision maker, but we're very lucky that we live in a sort of generation where information is at the end of our fingertips, and just learn as much as you can, be patient, and I think we can come back from many things.
Yeah. Where are we? Cousin Fred gifting more memberships. Thank you very much, Fred.
Thank you, Fred.
Very kind. Parr is normally right, but with Greg, he was completely wrong. I don't think Parr cares that much, to be honest, about whether he was right or wrong. I think Parr cared about making a funny video about it.
Probably.
Yeah. I watched the Greg video. He wasn't saying anything particularly mean, but It's,
it all gets a bit much, doesn't it? I don't pay that much attention to it.
No,
all.
I don't. I like.
So,
I see the reels and I watch them, and sometimes they're funny and I like them, and that's it. I don't care enough to sort of get involved. But
I'm not someone that likes to get involved with
other people's stuff that's going on online. No.
Like we met Greg, very nice dude,
Yeah.
like, very much more calm than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I didn't expect him to be some sort of like crazy man, to be honest.
Like a cartoon.
But, yeah, and you know, I like Pa. We get on well with Pa, so you know, I don't get, you know, just because two people don't like each other doesn't mean I'm not going to like them.
Yeah.
I'll go on how people treat me and base all my relationships like that, really.
Big Show, said Ken. About athletes that could have crossed over.
Well, yeah, he's a big dude.
I don't know who this is. Bolo Young?
No idea.
No, The Undertaker.
I don't think The Undertaker would have been a great strongman, to be honest.
Mitch already answered that. Ronnie Coleman.
Well, Ronnie was a beast. He was.
That's a very unfair question, Robert. Who's the weakest World's Strongest Man winner? But I have answered it.
It depends how you class weak. Again, it comes back to genetics. You know, they might be a terrible deadlifter, but good at other things. So it depends what you consider strength is. And we've all got a different view on that. Some people would rather see the people that can carry the big, awkward events pull a truck. You know, there's guys that can pull trucks, but they can't do a 120 log. So I think that's one of the nice things with strongman is you've got that variation.
Yeah. My name is Richard. No need to try and pronounce. Thank you. Is it a jumble of letters? Some accounts like
Richard
that.
Is much easier to say. Thank you very much,
Richard. Thank you. Where are we? Bolo from Enter the Dragon. I still don't know who that is.
Oh, I do know Enter the Dragon. Okay. Yeah.
Braun Strowman, yeah. So he
Braun
actually
was a strong man.
Yeah, he won that amateur Arnold.
Yes, he did.
That's
indeed.
right, but he got a better offer over in wrestling, and can't really blame him, can you?
Not at all.
No, he's a giant though, isn't he?
He's huge. I remember meeting him at Worlds in 2011, and thinking, "Dude, you should be competing." Not. We had a chat. Yeah, he's a good guy. I spoke to him.
He was there watching, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Where are we? Braun Strowman would have been, but money talks, yeah. And you can't blame him, like
not at all.
It was the same as oh God, why my brain's not working today. The World's Strongest Man with him just a couple of months ago.
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, thank goodness. Yeah. Like he had the opportunity to do the Arnold. He wanted to do something different, but there was no reason for him to stay in strongman, was there? Like he just had a much better offer in the WWE.
Yeah.
How many more wins do you think Tom has in him?
Who can say? You know, it's
so hard.
This is such a hard question to ask because even a year is a long time in strongman. Like Tom has potential to win a multiple amount of World's Strongest Man titles, as does Mitch, as does Evan Singleton, as do, you know, a number of athletes. I think if he stays hungry and focused and injury free, and you know, there's so many things that you've got to kind of consider, he could definitely, you know, he's at 3. The focus has to be the next one. I wouldn't think beyond that. Just focus on one target at a time. These people that sort of sit around and say, I'm going to win 10 World's Strongest Man titles, normally don't ever win anything. People will focus on one target at a time. If you could win that first one, then you can focus on the second one. Tom's got 3 now, so the next target is 4. If he can do 4, maybe he could equal Marius and do 5. But it's still, there's so many factors that come into that. But in my opinion, Tom is now the greatest British strongman ever. He's won Worlds 3 times. I think he's going to go on and win more titles, not necessarily just World's Strongest Man, but other big titles as well. But there's some big opposition for him to beat in those shows as well. And I think it's exciting for strongman right now to see, you know, a big rivalry kind of, you know, developing again, and more and more talented athletes coming through. Kane would have made a decent strongman. I think he's got a big frame. He has indeed. Kane, I mean, there's so many big guys in different sports. But just being a big frame isn't always, you know, what's needed. I've seen some huge guys that didn't make good strongmen as well. So it's not always a definite factor that just because they're tall or big frame that they're going to be good.
Press Cat, thank you for the super chat. I would have loved to see Larry Allen do World's Strongest Man. Allen chasing the linebacker down is still one of the most impressive feats I have seen. It's not what I've seen.
No, unfortunately, I haven't seen it. You're going to have to go and YouTube
look, yeah, I'm sure it's YouTubeable.
Yeah. Thank you for the
showing
super
our Britishness. I wonder if any other Brits watch. I'm guessing American football.
Yeah, there's a few. There is some American football in the UK now, but it's more like just in universities, and it's still small over here.
Yeah. What are the trophies in the background from?
There's a few different Giants Live. I think.
Let's have a look. We've got a bronze from Giants Live European. Oh, Europe's Strongest Man. Giants Live USA winner. There's a gold one there. First place from Europe's Strongest Man there. And Giants Live Britain's Strongest Man, a second place one over there. There we go.
Unfortunately.
Don't tell the story. Some shelves broke some of Loz's Giants Live trophies. Like 3 of them got smashed, didn't there?
Some shelves that I didn't put up.
No, neither did I. That was in my mum and dad's house. My dad put them up, and they were very strong shelves, but apparently not strong enough for 3 of your trophies, which I did put on there. This was like 10 years ago, and I've not been allowed to forget it. Any thoughts on PSL this past weekend? I haven't seen the results yet.
I know Bobby was refereeing there, but I haven't seen the results.
No, we need to catch up. We stayed up late last night watching the fight. We've had the kids all weekend as well, haven't we? Yeah. So we will catch up.
Literally, we kind of like jumped on it. I was working.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes through. I was like, Loz, I need the laptop, please. We're not even ready. What happened to the Brian Shaw portrait? That's still here. So we just moved, like, different wall. He's still
Brian
there.
Shaw winning Europe's Strongest Man?
Yes. Yes. Still proudly hanging. There we go.
Do you know the funny thing is, people take the piss and say, it looks like Brian Shaw. I had a beard before Brian Shaw. Then he grew his beard to look like me. He had that little, that thing.
It's a soul patch, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what he had before that. And then he decided, Uncle Loz is a good-looking guy. I'm going to go to make myself look better. And then people started coming up to say, can I have your autograph, Brian Shaw? I was like, I'm a very short Brian Shaw.
It's on YouTube. If you type Larry Allen prevents pick 6. Okay. There we go.
We'll look for that.
How good would Arnold have been at Strongman?
Not that good, I don't think.
No. Was Eddie Elwood a good strongman?
Yes, Eddie was a very good strongman on the British scene. Obviously, Eddie was an amazing bodybuilder, came from bodybuilding, but he was very, very strong, particularly when you look at the weights he lifted back then compared to everyone else. Like him and Mark Felix, I remember winning the deadlift at Britain's Strongest Man, way ahead of everyone else. They were like pulling 400 when everyone else in the UK was like a 350 puller at best.
Yeah. Giants Live need to get some replacements made for you. Yeah, I did speak to them and I said, would it be possible for me to pay for some replacement ones? And they're like, yeah, of course. I just need to find out who specifically to talk to, who deals with the trophies. And
probably Darren or Lindsay.
I'm going to go through Lindsay. Everything's through Lindsay. The question is England's Strongest Man in Doncaster again? No, it's in York this year, isn't it? It's next month, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not long until that. So it's on the same day as Britain's Strongest
We
Woman.
will post some stuff up about it soon.
Yeah, because we're going to be going there.
Well, even if we're not going there, we'd post stuff up.
Yeah, but there'll be even more because we'll be there. So we'll be getting content from there as well. Come on, Lizzie.
I'm just saying we'll post some stuff up about the competition coming up.
Yeah, it'll be in the news. It'll be in the news. Don't worry.
2016, 2017, I was just massive in general.
Yeah, it would have been. How good would Uncle Loz have been if he did strongman?
Terrible. That guy's useless.
I heard Mitch hasn't grown a beard because it would be unfair on the other competitors. No, he just can't grow one. Is the truth. He can't grow one. He can grow his little moustache. Yeah. And that's it. That's the end of his hair growing abilities. Tyson Fury is an absolute unit. He could maybe be pretty strong if he tried. He'd be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe.
He's just like bouncing from rope to rope. Boing, boing, boing.
Someone said he was like the DVD screensaver.
It reminded me of one of those, you know, when you're in America, like those flying kind of people, puppet
Wavy
things.
arm
Yeah.
things.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Or more like a weeble, like they
Yeah.
wobble, but they don't fall down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, the size difference between those two.
Liz was like, "Oh, Usyk's really short." I'm like, "He's 6'3", which is an inch taller than me."
I said he looks really short here. It looked like a 5'9" man fighting, you know, a giant.
Yeah.
Dear me. Do we know the weights for strongest man on earth yet? Says
Yes,
Malcolm.
I believe I do for some events. I don't think they've finalized everything yet. They're still testing on some of the events.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's public yet, but the
yeah.
athletes
But I
are
can
getting
tell you
that
what,
sort
they've
of
got
information.
very heavy stone run.
Well, it's not a run, is it? It's a max stone. Yeah.
It's
Well, this weight
yeah,
jumps is very heavy
it's
though.
very heavy.
Yeah, even like the opening weight is very, very heavy.
Loz, do you program core specific work? Yes, I do. Things like planks. Yeah, I do make people work their core.
So I didn't know if you were going to say more.
Any idea if Dennis Laguerre is still competing? I'm not sure if he's still competing. He's promoting. He's got his show that he puts on, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it was so good last year. We had a perfect stream for it.
Rauno, is Dennis still competing? I haven't seen him compete in the last year, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he might have done some Strongman Champions Leagues last year. I'm not sure though. But his competition, if you missed it last year, it was really good. And the events were so unusual and unique equipment. I really enjoyed it. So hopefully more of the same this year. Super excited to see Tom versus Thor on the stones. Yeah, so it's not a stone run, it's a max stone. The stones of strength, I think it's called, isn't it?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, you're not sure. You're just saying that.
No,
you're not sure.
I am sure. I am sure. It's a max stone. Guys, back me up here. It's a max stone.
I don't think people know.
Yeah. No, they do, because this is from Brian's video when he was announcing the events initially.
Okay.
I watched it, Loz.
Yeah.
Guys, please.
Let me just check something.
Dear. Have you noticed Eddie's voice was higher when he started Strongman? Now,
if you watch old videos, we all sound a little bit squeakier.
Loz was really high pitched, and he blames the video quality and the audio.
I think it's something to do with the video quality.
And I'm like, no, Loz, you were just really squeaky and high pitched.
My balls hadn't dropped in those videos.
Oh dear. Alejandro, thank you for the super chat. Larry Allen, 6'3", 325 pounds. He benched 700 pounds with spot and 900 pounds squats. Also, hello, Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz. Hello.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Impressive.
Very strong dude.
But
again, like, you take Julius Maddox, for instance, amazing bench press genetics, doesn't mean he'd be a good strongman. And this is something people just can't seem to get their head around.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that guy's got to be super strong. Like Larry Wheels, amazingly strong guy, not that gifted for strongman. He struggles in strongman. His body breaks down in strongman. You know, just because someone's strong in the gym doesn't mean they're a good strongman. And likewise, there can be guys that are amazing strongmen that can only bench 140 kilos.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen some amazing strongmen that are terrible at bench pressing. So it doesn't mean that they're going to be good at that sport. There's so many more factors that come into it.
Okay, so 4 people.
It's 4 stones. It's 4 stones.
Yes.
So they can choose which ones they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a max stone.
Yeah, well, it'll be reps if you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
A heavier weight will beat any on the lighter weights.
Yes. Yeah.
And then whoever does the
But
most.
it's not a traditional stone.
No, it's not a stone.
No. There we go. That's all we needed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. It's a little bit different. There you go. Ah, dearie me. Where are we?
Liz is so sure, she is Brian Shaw.
Exactly. Larry,
Eddie Hall used to be skinny. He used to be a swimmer. He was a very good swimmer.
Yeah. He's like a junior champion, isn't he? But that does, again, that goes to show that
great athlete.
Yeah, just a really good athlete. Yeah. And you were very good at ping pong.
I was very good at a lot of things. Don't you be taking the piss. I was British champion. I've been British champion in 3 different sports.
I know. I'm joking. Fingers crossed the squat machine.
One of which wasn't ping pong, although I was a good coach.
Yes. Fingers crossed the squat machine is much better than the last time they did the squat.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I think it has to be.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, Brian improves things every year. I'm sure.
Yeah.
we won't have issues like that. It's always hard with a machine squat, isn't it?
It's just getting the right setup so that it's equal for
Yeah.
everyone.
And like when you look at everyone, there's massive differences between the athletes, isn't there? So lots to consider. Oh dear. Chris, thank you for the super chat. I wonder how strong Mr. T was at his strongest.
Yeah, pretty strong guy. I don't think he was super strong by any means, but I love watching Mr. T.
I think he's one of those people that when you're a kid growing up, he seems massive.
Yeah.
But I bet
I remember the original Gladiator series
in
the UK.
Yeah.
And I was a kid. I used to watch them and think, these guys are massive. They're like superheroes. And then I became a strongman and I met them like, oh, you're small.
Yeah.
It's weird as a kid what you kind of consider big.
Please name the 3 sports.
Kung Fu, powerlifting, and strongman.
Yeah, powerlifting was the one you didn't know, Alex. There we go. Macho Man would make a great strongman. So with Mr. Motivator. No, I'm joking. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
With his lycra.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, it's been over an hour. We should probably call it a night, Lozzie, because we're a little bit sunburnt, a little bit loopy, and got an important video to post tomorrow. Loz has been waiting such a long time for this, haven't you?
I hope everybody likes it.
Yes, I hope so too.
I haven't actually seen the finished product
It's
yet.
not, it's like, I'm not showing you until it's completely done.
Okay.
Fingers crossed you like it.
Okay.
Cool. Sign off then, Lozzie. Oh,
right, guys.
Fred.
Cousin Fred has
Hold
something to say.
Football in the UK, Tottenham 10-6 and 13-20 for Wembley.
There we go.
What?
Are you coming to the UK to watch Tottenham? Who are they playing? Arsenal? Perhaps? That'd be a good local derby.
I don't follow football at all. So there we go.
Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Hope you've had a great week. For those of you that like football, go and watch it. For those of you that like, American football, watch it. We probably won't be watching either, but we'll try and find out some of the strongman results from the weekend and bring you some up-to-date videos this week. Look out for the biggest. Have you said what it is?
No, I haven't said.
Oh,
no.
Look out for the video that's coming out tomorrow.
There you go.
It's a big one.
Right, just smile and wave and then we're done. There you go. Do your happy dance.